There's a really big question that all of us have asked ourselves at least once in our lives. Are we truly alone in this universe? Is there really no other being out there wandering around? Over the years, thousands of people have claimed to have encountered extraterrestrials. They've seen flying saucers, and some have even said they've been abducted. So, have all of these just been craziness and hallucinations, or is there a huge secret hidden behind the scenes? In this episode, we're about to embark on a space journey full of excitement and a bit of fear. From the very first time someone claimed to have seen a flying saucer to the strangest evidence and conspiracy theories. So buckle up again, because your mind is about to get seriously engaged. It all started on a hot summer day in 1947. An American pilot named Kenneth Arnold was out flying. He was enjoying himself in his small plane when he saw something strange in the sky. 9 shiny metallic objects were moving at an unbelievable speed. It was like throwing a plate onto water and watching it bounce up and down. So he called those objects flying saucers. From that day on, the term flying saucer caught on and the story began. The Roswell Incident, the most sensational event of the century. But the story didn't end with just a simple sighting. A few weeks after Arnold's story, something really strange happened. In a small town called Roswell in New Mexico, a farmer found pieces of a strange and unusual object in the desert. The US Army quickly showed up and said, "It's nothing, just a weather balloon that crashed." But who actually believed that? Many people still believe that it wasn't a balloon but actually a flying saucer. They say it was a real UFO that crashed, and that even the bodies of the aliens ended up in the hands of the Army. Witnesses who were at the Roswell hospital at the time later claimed that they saw bodies with small frames, big heads, and black eyes. This wasn't just about a single object. It was just the beginning of a strange and bizarre story. Top secret areas and hidden experiments. Area 51. If you don't know about Area 51, you should know that you've missed out on a lot. This highly classified military base has, for years, been the center of all conspiracy theories about extraterrestrials. People believe that the US government took the remains of the Roswell spacecraft and the bodies of the aliens there to experiment on them. But this isn't just a theory made up by random people. An engineer named Bob Lazar came forward in 1989 and claimed that he himself worked on alien technology at Area 51. He said that he had seen 9 alien spacecraft up close, and one of them operated with a strange fuel called Element 115. Even though the US government denied the existence of this area for years, finally in 2013 they officially confirmed that Area 51 exists, but claimed it is only used for testing secret military aircraft. Stories of people encountering aliens, victims of supernatural abductions, but the story doesn't end with just seeing a spaceship in the sky. 3 people claim that they were abducted by extraterrestrials themselves. Their stories are also very similar to each other. Suddenly they see a strange light, their bodies become paralyzed, and a series of procedures are performed on them. Painful medical experiments are performed, and afterwards, a part of their memory is erased. One of the most famous of these cases belongs to Betty and Barney Hill. It was in 1961. This American couple said that on a deserted road, a spaceship blocked their way and took them inside. They also described detailed accounts of the experiments and a star map that the aliens showed them. Interestingly, after they went to a psychologist and underwent hypnosis, they recalled even more details from that night. The things they remembered were stranger than anything, but it wasn't just an illusion or fantasy. Their psychologist said that the couple had no psychological issues and that their memories seemed completely real. And this incident caused the topic of people being abducted by extraterrestrials to turn from a joke into a new case. Are there really any documents and evidence or not? Now let's take a look at the evidence that could confirm all these stories. Classified government documents that have been leaked. In recent years, the US government and some other countries have declassified certain documents. These documents were classified. Making these documents public includes reports from military personnel and pilots encountering unidentified aerial phenomena that cannot be explained by any earthly technology. For example, the videos released by the US Navy of UAPs. They show that these objects move at incredible speeds and without any engines and suddenly change direction. This is no joke anymore. There are also ancient documents that are suspicious. Did you know that on the walls of ancient caves and in old paintings there are depictions of strange creatures and things that look like spaceships? This is the ancient astronaut theory. It claims that extraterrestrials came to Earth a long time ago and helped build great things like the Egyptian pyramids, crop circles, these massive geometric designs that appear in wheat and barley fields. They have puzzled scientists for years. Although many of them are man-made, some are so complex and appear so quickly that they couldn't have been made by human hands. Their creation All these stories are very important and make us think. If extraterrestrials really exist, are they good for us or bad? Are they friends and allies, or do they want to attack us? Some people believe that aliens are much more advanced than us and might have come to help us. Maybe they want to teach us how to solve our problems like war and air pollution. Maybe they're a kind of teacher. But there are also people who say they want to steal our resources or even see us as space food. Conspiracy theories also claim that the governments of the world have secretly made deals with these beings. That's why they hide their existence from the public. There's also a third perspective that says they don't care about us at all. Maybe they're just observing us like an animal species in a cosmic zoo. They have no intention to help or harm us. What are we listening to? Well, where should we start? Let's start with the decades we've spent using giant radio telescopes, tuning them like sharp ears, pointing them towards space and waiting to hear a sound, a signal, something. This awesome endeavor is called SETI, which stands for the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence. And finally, in 1977, it seemed like we got an answer, the wow signal. Remember that? Imagine hearing something for 72 seconds that seems deliberately sent. Its frequency is clean, clear, organized, everything about it is just right. The famous scientist Jerry Amen was so amazed that he wrote "wow" next to the printout of the data. That was like, oh my god, what was that? But here's the strange part. It never happened again. For 45 years, we've been listening to that same spot. Yeah, nothing at all. It's like someone just said hello and left. Were they just passing by us, or was it something that only happened once and that's it? It really blows your mind. But really, don't think the story ends here. Recently, even stranger things called FRBs, or fast radio bursts, have been discovered. Do you know what that means? These are bursts of energy that, in the blink of an eye, release as much energy as hundreds of millions of suns. It's mind-blowing. Right? We still don't know exactly what they are. Some of them even repeat. So could they be natural phenomena, or, as some fearless scientists suggest, maybe they're, for example, the sound of engines from gigantic alien spaceships? Who knows, but whatever they are, they're really awesome. Well, if we can't hear their sound, maybe we can see their traces, right? In 2017, an unexpected guest arrived. In our solar system, it left everyone astonished. They named it Oumuamua, meaning messenger, and right from the start, this Oumuamua was strange. Its shape was like a cigar or a pancake, but its real masterpiece was its behavior. When it passed by the sun, instead of slowing down, it sped up and took off. It was as if some invisible force was pushing it, completely ignoring our laws of physics. That's when a top-notch professor from Harvard named Avi Loeb came forward and said something that shocked everyone. He said, "Guys, this isn't just an ordinary rock. This is a technology, something like a light sail that aliens built. So was it really a spaceship? Well, a lot of people say no way. Maybe it was just a chunk of nitrogen ice from a mountain and its gas was invisible. But that theory has a lot of problems too. The point is, to this day, nobody knows what it was." And the story doesn't end here. But 2 years later, another visitor showed up named Borisov, but this one was a real goody two-shoes. It behaved exactly like a normal comet. It had a tail, it had gas, everything was by the book. You know what happened? This well-behaved Borisov made that mischievous Oumuamua seem 100 times more suspicious. Because it showed what something normal looks like, and that Oumuamua was anything but normal. Here's a very important question. If there's so much evidence and probably lots of other civilizations, then where are they? Why don't they call, send a message, or at least send a spaceship to take a look around? This strange silence in space is what they call the Fermi paradox. There are a few answers to this question, each one stranger than the last. Answer. The first is that we are very special and unique. Maybe the emergence of intelligent life is so difficult and requires such extraordinary conditions that in the entire galaxy, Hasta 2.3 satellites. We were the only ones who won the lottery. The second answer is this: the Great Filter. This one is a bit scary. Imagine there's a level in a game that no one can pass. That's what's called the Great Filter. Now the question is, have we already passed this stage, or is it still ahead of us? Maybe every civilization that becomes too advanced ends up pressing the wrong button and boom, destroys itself. That's why space is silent, because it's a graveyard. The third answer is hide and seek. Maybe they're out there, but they're hiding. That's one theory they have. They're watching us like a wildlife documentary and don't want to interfere, which is called the zoo hypothesis. But there's an even scarier theory called the dark forest, which says space is like a dark forest and anyone who makes a sound, the others, afraid it might be a threat, immediately destroy them. That's why everyone is silent and moves quietly. But which one is true? You tell us. Now let's forget about those other scenarios for a moment and take a quick look at our own backyard. Let's see if there's anything going on. Maybe not life in the form of aliens, but perhaps there's bacteria and microbes right next to us. Mars is the obvious one. It used to have water, and even now our robots are digging around to maybe find a tiny little fossil. Europa, which is one of Jupiter's moons, is really cool. Beneath its icy crust, there's a gigantic ocean of salty water. Twice as much as all the water on Earth. Who knows what's going on in the depths of that ocean? But Enceladus, which is a moon of Saturn, is really awesome. It shoots out plumes from its south pole. Out in space, that means liquid water mixed with all sorts of organic materials is literally spraying into the cosmos. It's basically shouting, "Come and get me, I've got everything." And even Titan, which has lakes of methane, maybe there's some kind of strange and bizarre life there that we can't even imagine. But you know what? The search itself, the act of asking these questions, is the coolest thing in the world. The reason we're looking for them isn't just to find them. We're getting to know ourselves better, understanding our own world more deeply. Maybe we really are alone, and if that's the case, we should appreciate our little corner of the universe even more. Or maybe we're not alone, and if that's the case, that's just the beginning of the story. Thank you so much for sticking with me until the end of this journey, and know that the search still continues. And if you enjoyed this episode, follow me and leave me a message. I'll reply to all of them. So until the next podcast, goodbye.